You get the cargo of an Audi Q5 along with the 4 doors of a sedan and the look of a low-slung coupe. It's an interesting mix, but I think they've made it work. It actually looks decent. Pretty good, actually. So the 2020 version got some updates over the 2016, namely lighting and looks like a slight grille facelift, things like that, just to help it look more like the rest of the Audi family. Now this one has the classic Audi 2.0 liter turbo 4-cylinder, making about 248 horsepower. It's also direct injected, and it's hooked to a 7-speed dual clutch automatic, which Audi loves to use as well. And it's actually a decent drivetrain. It's pretty peppy, if I say so. At low speed, it seems to have decent torque. You get in stop and go traffic and you can feel the dual clutch action kicking in. It's a little herky-jerky. I would imagine there's a lot of heat and wear that goes on in there. I don't know how long those clutches last, but it seems like that would be a warranty issue. Again, unless they're just lasting a long time. I don't know how Audi service departments are seeing these things, how often. This car actually brings a lot to the table. This one being a relative base model, it's got the fixed suspension. So they have an adaptive suspension option for these, but this one being, it's fixed, but it actually rides incredibly well. For the way it corners and handles, it's also Audi's Quattro system, which is full-time all-wheel drive. But the way it handles and the way it rides are actually a magical combination, in my opinion. This car rides incredibly well. The highway, it just cruises. I mean, it's almost like an old Panther chassis the way it rides. Not as floaty, but it really soaks up the bumps well. The interior is, it's a good place to be. Again, this one being a base model, it's got some blank switches and things like that that you may not expect in this class of vehicle. But the materials are excellent, and it's obviously squeak and rattle free. It's incredibly well screwed together. I think it's a nice spot to be. The engine note leaves a little bit to be desired. It's a little gravelly. It's a little rattly at idle. I mean, it is a 4-cylinder. It's direct injected, so they're not whisper quiet by any means. It's not as bad as, say, BMW's N20 as far as noise, but it's not a fantastic sound. Again, it's all objective, but that's my opinion. But power delivery is smooth, linear. It's incredibly torquey for what it is, and it actually is pretty impressive in its operation. Fuel economy's been decent. I took this on a road trip and I got about 28 to 29 miles a gallon. Around town, it's been more like 21, 22 in that range. It does have the 10-inch touchscreen display with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which most cars come with now, and they work as they should. Otherwise, I think this is a good choice in the mid-size sedan market, in my opinion.